Possibly possessed by the dead. And maybe, just maybe, very much alive.
Okay, yeah, that doll is for sure alive, and we're gonna talk about him on this list. Well, what's happening, you guys? I'm your host, Malevolent, Do Not Scare Me, and welcome back to another Most Amazing Top 10 video. Let's not waste any time with this one. Let's just get right into it. This is the top 10 scary dolls that came back to life. Starting us off, in at number 10, we have Mandy the Doll, which was the doll in the intro of this video. This right here is Australia's most haunted doll that is over 200 years old, and he was found under a house in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales back in the 1970s. I think we should have just left it under the house. I mean, clearly someone built a house on top of this haunted doll for a reason, and now we just undid that hard work. This doll has been known to move, which is why he was given the nickname Let Me Out. For some reason, this doll has real human hair. I'm not sure who he killed for that hair, and the eyes are probably real as well.
First, an American psychic offered to try to unlock this secret from the doll's past.
And he said that the guy that made this doll made it in remembrance of his son that was drowned.
Okay, that's pretty freaky. So now we know who is possessing this doll. It's a little boy who passed away from drowning. Well, from there, let's move on. Let's see what we have next up at number 9. We have Okiku, the haunted doll that seems to be growing real human hair. I mean, just looking at this doll mortifies me. It's just hard to look at it knowing that this really old Japanese doll has something possessing it. Legends has it that this doll has the spirit of a little girl trapped inside. The doll dates back to 1918 when a young man bought this doll for his 2-year-old sister. This doll and his sister were inseparable until her untimely death just 1 year after getting the doll. It was after the death until they noticed that the doll's hair started to grow. The hair has been growing for the past 75 years. From a doll's hair that won't stop growing to Foofa The Haunted doll is next up at number 8. Well, let's just see what this thing looks like. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Is this real life right now? What is that? Why would any little girl or boy want to play with this thing? Just from looking at her, I know she's evil. This doll was made for a little girl back in the 1920s, and she kept this doll until 2005, right up until her death. This doll has real hair. People believe it's the hair of a little girl who owned it before. Also, the girl who owned this doll also believed that the doll was very much alive. Well, in 2005, after her passing, people started to realize that this doll could actually be alive. So now she's kept away in a display cabinet, in which she doesn't seem to like at all. Number 7, Mandy the Doll. The very famous doll who has supernatural abilities that allows it to move, changes facial expressions, and make giggling sounds. Yeah, pretty creepy. This doll is highly protected right now. Well, I should say this doll is being locked up right now for our own safety. This doll is possessed and has caused havoc. He is on display right now, so you can actually visit Mandy the Doll, but I have no idea why you would want to do that.
All right, my dears, here he is. Everyone say hello to Robert.
Is it just me, or does that woman seem to be a little bit cuckoo, a little bit crazy, and maybe too happy about her job? Maybe she's possessed as well. She spent too much time with Mandy the Doll. Mandy the Doll is locked away. I mean, he's on display at the Martello Gallery, Key West Art and Historical Museum, which is located in Florida. Moving into number 6, we have Mandy the Doll. This doll was actually donated to the District Museum in British Columbia, which is located in Canada, and that was back in 1991. This doll has been leaving people feeling uneasy and have this feeling that you can't really explain when you're around the presence of this doll. This doll is believed to be almost 100 years old. The woman who gave up this doll said that it actually belonged to her grandmother, and she was very anxious to get rid of the doll. Yeah, because the doll is alive and it is cursed. I would be excited to try to get rid of this doll as well. I'd want to give it up as fast as I can, even if it's traveled through my family history. I don't care. This doll is being removed from the family history.
When this began to happen more frequently, she decided to get rid of it and donate it to the Cornell and District Museum. From the very first night the doll was no longer in her house, the unexplained crying had stopped.
Probably one of the most famous dolls is up next at number 5. And you guys already know who I'm going to be talking about. Okay, yeah, I don't think you can contain such a strong evil presence like that. So we know who that is. That's Annabelle. Pretty terrifying. Well, she's from the very terrifying Conjuring universe. Annabelle is actually a character that was inspired by real life events, which makes it even more scarier. Now, number 4, we have Chucky the doll. This is the main doll in the movie's Child Play. This character has become one of the most recognizable horror icons of all time. So you know how we talked about Robert the doll? Well, that doll actually inspired this doll Chucky. People do believe when you purchase this doll, a little bit of evil spirits come with it. Over in West Midlands, 32-year-old Jane Harris, who is a paranormal investigator, Sid, she actually has footage of a Chucky doll moving at nighttime inside of a sealed glass container. Apparently Chucky is locked up in this glass container because he choked out his previous owner. I think we should light a fire to Chucky instead of keeping this evil thing alive, but let me know what you guys think. Number 3, we have this Second World War ventriloquist, the doll, that is locked away in a glass box. Michael Diamond from Liverpool kept this doll and decided to film it one day. Well, one day, the glass case, it just decided to open up on its own. And what's even more terrifying than that is the doll blinks. It's the scariest thing that I've ever seen. Take a look. Okay, so that's the part where the glass case, the door just opens up. Now let me show you guys this doll blinking. There is no explanation for that other than the doll is possessed by something evil. Number 2, let me show you guys this scary haunted doll that was caught moving on camera in Mexico. Okay, make sure to pay attention to the doll sitting on the floor in front of the chair. She moves her head down or kind of sideways. Okay, did you guys catch that? Well, here she is again, but this time she puts her head up. And finally, in at number 1, we have this.
Apple!
Is this real life right now? I can't even explain this one, but clearly something is not right. Okay, did you guys even notice what happened? Well, let me play it again. And just make sure that you take a look at the Barbie doll in the little girl's left hand.
Apple!
Well, there you guys have it. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I was your host for this one, Len, and Do Not Scare Me, and I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.